we have Charles Fakroha, iBrandTV senior analyst, right here with us all the way from Benue State. How are you?
Fantastic. I have come to realize that Benue State is really the food basket.
The food basket. Is it still the food basket? Because I know the insurgency affected them a lot back then.
Yes, and the indigenous will tell you, even the residents, they will tell you most of those things we hear on television. Yes, but we should just about 10%. That for now,
really,
there is relatively peace in Makurdi, that's the state
capital
metropolis. But you have skirmishes here and there at the interior. But however, we know that with the forest guard, the government is also doing a lot to ensure that there are little incidences now.
It's good to know they still hold that.
I went around the whole place, and I was very curious, you know, of course, being a journalist, just wanted to see things and all that. So it's wonderful. And I see that people are also ready for financial inclusion.
So much to talk about. We hope that at the end of the show, you will be getting some food from the basket.
Of course, yes.
but let's talk about the election that just held. I know you put some call through to some of your friends in those states. Quickly,
yes,
in 1 minute.
I'm interested party in Bayelsa, being a sister state to my state, and of course, my mother is from there. So I think it was not peaceful. Especially
as expected.
Yes, in two local governments, specifically in Sagbama, Ekeremo.
I know Sagbama.
Southern Ijo, where there were a lot of crises there. But in Hall, in Njenegua, that is the state capital, it was relatively peaceful because I called people.
So despite all of the peace pact, the calls by the former president Goodluck Jonathan, it was still very fraught with violence.
In fact, discovered some arms and ammunition from supposedly and also allegedly a PA to one of the candidates' deputy governorship, one of the parties. Arms and ammunition were found with him, and of course the youths descended on him, disarmed him and all that. So we still have a lot of work to do when it comes to election. Election is not a do or die affair. But I think the followers are doing it because that's what their principles, with due respect, that's what
exactly. And their principals will not put their children to the war front. But there's still so much to talk about in that regard. But we hope that those that have been caught will be made to face the law. But let's talk about this top story. This first one is talking about the Africa's richest man, Dangote Aliko, saying that he has now gotten license to refine more than 300,000 barrels of crude. And then, of course, they will begin to process gasoline. I'm more concerned about the license to refine 300,000 barrels of crude, looking at the fact that the initial statement or the initial expectation was that they were going to refine 650,000 barrels per day. How did we move from 650,000 barrels to 300,000 barrels?
Well, not that I want to, speak for the Dangote industry, but you see, refining is a technical issue. And the refinery was commissioned sometime in May, even before this new government came in. And now this new government is over almost 200 days in office, and yet the refinery is still not functional. So, well, maybe it could be a technical issue. Instead of 650,
technical issue they didn't foresee before they made the projection.
No, because as we speak, the refinery is not 100% completed. So probably, I am just assuming that the part that has been completed, the capacity now, maybe can be for only barrels per day. But again, that is not what Nigerians wanted. We have always said, please, come out openly, transparently for Nigeria where we are. You are now saying 60,000 barrels per day. Now you are down to 300,000 barrels per day. But I think let's just allow that refinery to start. Since he has told us that he wants to refine 300,000, let us see how that is even possible for now. Because if you look at that report, that's no dates. And in any project, you must have timelines. So if you are telling us no immediate dates now, then of course, that report for me does not.
But a lot of experts already foresaw this because the date was shifted from August to September, and now
this is the November.
Infinity.
We don't even know what is going to happen. But again, if the Dangote industry do not get this right, then it's a huge dent on their reputation and credibility.
And even the reputation of the federal government, because the federal government vested a lot of interest in this refinery.
Apart from that, Nigerians are suffering. We want to see product. And we're all happy when we heard that the Dangote Refinery is coming on board. People have started jubilating. But look at May till now, we have not seen just even one drop of crude being refined. Again, it goes to tell us that the government cannot continue to do propaganda. They should come out clean. Let us know the state of that refinery. Because like you
think there's more than meets the eye?
I believe so, yes. Let us tell us the state of that refinery. If there are issues, let us. Because for me, it's a Nigerian-owned refinery. Our stake is also about 20% through NNPC. So Nigerians have the right to know what is going on with that refinery in terms of the state of that refinery. Is it actually going to be functional? How soon? Nigerians are waiting.
Well, we'll keep our fingers crossed and hope that the best comes out of that. But KPMG is now projecting that Nigeria's inflation rate would hit 30% by December. That's from the 26.72%. I think that's not bad enough in September.
Well, it's just like at Hildes. If you don't treat it, it will get worse. Yes, in fact, I will say KPMG is being a little bit conservative.
Wow.
Because if you look at what is going on now, you will see that, yes, the volatility is so high. Inflation rate is expected to even go higher than that. What do we need to do? That's the most important thing. The government policy has even worsened the situation. The Naira and exchange rate unification, then of course more subsidy, we are still. And, you know, as you approach the festive period, you expect prices of goods and services to go up. But we are thinking that the Naira will stabilize because people will come from abroad. But I don't see that right now. Because in fact, just some few years back, by this period, we have seen some persons who are already coming, you know, from diaspora, with their dollars to come out, you know. But what we are not even seeing that. It's the opposite because the security situation and all that. So what we need to do to tame inflation is production. We just have to go back to the basics. It is never too late.
But you believe this 30% prediction?
A little bit conservative. It's supposed to be beyond and above that figures. Looking at realities on ground. If you buy gas last week, you go and buy that same amount of gas this week, the price has gone up.
The reason I'm asking that question is you don't think there can be some form of intervention to stop that trend?
You cannot stop the trend. It's an economic issue. Do you think, are you saying government should now begin to say, okay, don't sell these items at this price, or use their decree and say, sell these your items at this? The farmers, the traders, service providers who want to meet their costs. Because this inflation we're experiencing in Nigeria today is not, it's a demand, it's not even, it's a cost push inflation. That is the cost of inputs we use in production have all gone up. Okay. So that's the issue.
We'll just leave it there. This
well, my heart goes to the persons who died at that accident in Bagada, the sweepers that is causing the problem.
Sisters.
Yeah, the sisters. Yeah, I think I saw it while I was also coming. I saw but I was able to escape before the blocked road. I had passed, and our heart goes to those persons.
Indeed, we send our condolences to the family of those sisters.